Welcome back to the And Also podcast with your hosts, me, Summer Dean, Sheyda Fasari, and Madeline Guiney. So grab a drink and get cozy. You have now entered the group chat. I feel like it's less about the person that you're talking to and more about other people that you might want to also entertain. Is it not?
I think it's.
Go ahead and tell people what y'all are talking about.
They're trying to pressure me into talking about my current romantic situation.
Specifically what you did this past weekend.
No, but I'm not going to.
Which is selfish.
No, it might be selfish, but I'm willing to talk about like my past.
Yeah.
But Summer made a good point. Is she keeping things currently private so that she has more opportunities, or she's keeping it from someone else specifically?
For the sake of the guy.
Yeah.
It's actually for the sake of me.
Okay, understood. Hey, fair.
It's actually for the sake of me, but I'll talk about past stuff.
Yeah.
But it just gets really messy with, like, you both have partners and you both get to have like a respectful conversation where you're like, hey, what can I talk about? What can't I talk about? And like, right now I just have...
I fear I may have already crossed that line, by the way. I was thinking back to her and I was like, oh, shit. Love you.
But you want to be like, I don't want to be a complete dick and just blow everybody's business out of the wall. You know what I mean?
Understood. We're getting into some gray territory.
It gets into gray territory. If someone upsets me and I don't like them and I think they're a dick, I'll probably blow some people.
Oh, I can't wait to air out some tea.
Some tea?
Yeah, about people.
Oh yeah, perfect. Do you have anything you want to bring up now?
Not yet.
They haven't fully crossed the final line.
We're not.
You're just like waiting.
They're not cut off yet. But as soon as they cross that line,
that's such a Taylor Swift thing to be like, not yet, but I have it in the barrel.
I'm keeping it. Yeah.
It's in the barrel.
Yeah,
it's in my notes app.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I did see that our friend Anthony was just in Megan Maroney's video, and something in the video, I watched it this morning. So the premise of the video is she's dating these guys and they all end up like fooling around. They're not the right guy for her, but there's this one scene where she goes to this football game and she's like writing the player's number on her and she's so excited. And then she runs into another girl.
Did you have this moment?
She runs into another girl that's also rooting for them. And she realizes, Megan Maroney, her character realizes that the player also invited somebody else to the game. What did that make me think of?
Weefy.
Wait, who's Weefy?
Okay. Do you remember the guy that I talked to? I went to UConn, which is a big basketball school.
Yes.
And I was talking to this guy on the basketball team. And I naively thought that I was the only one he was entertaining, which looking back
was dumb.
Bad on my part. Bad on my part. So players are allowed to invite people to the game and sit in their like private section, the friends and family section. So I'm so excited. He puts me and my sister on the list. So I'm like, he's inviting my family members too. Like,
means nothing.
I'm like so excited. I go.
The audacity of men.
I pull up to the arena. They have this like friends and family check-in and there's a list. And they categorize each player and then the people that are on their list.
Oh.
So I go to sign in. I sign my sister in and I sign myself in. And I see that there is another girl on the list. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so I clocked the name. Okay.
Yeah, as you do.
Clocked the name. I was like, that's odd, very odd. I go sit myself and I remember like whatever the name. I pull her up on Instagram.
Which is completely what you should do.
She's private, but I see the tiny little profile picture.
Yeah.
And I spot her in the section. She's sitting like 2 rows in front of me.
Oh, she got seats in front of you.
Well, yeah, she did. No, it was like bleacher seating. Whatever.
Dude, that's brutal.
Yeah, brutal and very naive on my part.
Yeah. What was the Wi-Fi thing though? Did he have you on his phone as Wi-Fi? And he thought that's how you spelled wife?
He was he was trying to call me wifey. He'd be like, wifey, like you my wifey, but he would spell it Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that was it.
That's horribly upsetting.
Very horribly upsetting. There was so many things.
It says so much about women and men, unfortunately, that we just, the man couldn't spell and you were talking to him.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm your AT&T service.
And a man who couldn't spell had the audacity to have multiple women in the family section.
Mm-hmm. Will y'all tell the people what the show's actually about today? Y'all just started rolling with it, which is fine. But like, what are y'all going to talk about today? And what podcast is this?
Yeah, amazing.
This is episode 3. We're on episode 3.
Yes. And also, this is the And Also podcast. I'm Summer Dean.
Sheyda Fasari. Oh, I hated that. Full name?
Yeah. I'm Madeline Francis Guiney. My social security number is.
What are we talking about today, ladies? We've got
I
some
love that her middle name
stories.
is Francis. We have some stories. You have specific things you wanted to talk about today.
I have some questions I'd like to pose for you.
The only thing I really wanted to talk about today was men who drive Subarus. It happened to me, I think, 3 or 4 times this past week, everyone. I have a guttural reaction to a man behind the wheel of a Subaru. I don't know what it is, but it's so upsetting. And my reaction is to hit you with my car. I don't know what it is.
Manslaughter.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that my emotions are okay. I'm not saying that in this situation I have the right to feel this way, but it is my truth.
I feel like when I see a man in a Subaru, I think of a outdoorsy gentleman.
Yeah, but that's because you had a Subaru in your family that multiple men drove.
Yes.
But it is such a personality thing for them. They're like, oh yeah, like me and my Subaru, we're going snowboarding this weekend. You're like, oh, shut the fuck up.
A Subaru is part of their friend group.
Yeah, like yes. Well, someone who helps with our production, and he was like, yeah, we have a friend. He's like, none of us drive a Subaru, but we have a friend who drives a Subaru, and we call him Subaru. It's their life. It's their like life's blood. That's what that is, and it's
I feel like
disgusting.
it's the type of thing that someone makes their whole personality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't even know what other things are that people do that they just are like, they make it their whole thing, and they bring it up in every conversation. They're like, oh, well, I was just going to visit my family and I took my Subaru and it's great because I could put all my clothes in the top.
Yeah.
I have one of those hatchbacks.
I just got a new rack for the hatchback of my Subaru, and you're like, oh, just fall off a cliff.
Could have just said his car.
Yeah, drive it right off a cliff. You're going to go free climb later today.
I would just like to say, male Subaru owners, I stand with you. I support you. And this is a safe space. You will always have a space with me and your Subaru. I just want you to know that.
Not with me. Not with me.
I'm indifferent on the Subaru.
Yeah, keep driving. Not on my street.
I don't think I like guys when they have small cars in general. Like,
I don't know.
I don't like getting down into a car.
I don't like getting down into a car, period.
That's what I'm saying.
Man or woman.
But with a man especially, I don't want to get down into a car.
Yeah,
unless it's like a really nice sports car.
And I'm gonna actually admit something here. My personality is greatly ingrained in the fact that I drive a truck.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But also, like, at one point, my truck was in the shop getting something fixed, and I showed up in a rental, and I mean, you guys like belittled me. You were like, "What is this disgust? Like, how could you?"
Well, it doesn't go with your personality.
No, it doesn't.
Like,
It
I actually
doesn't.
can't.
No.
I can't be allowed to drive a different type of vehicle.
You don't. It's not even just. It's not a stock truck either. You've done something. It's loud as shit. There's like extra like grills on it. You've got like ball sacks hanging from the back.
I have
No, you don't. No, you don't.
What? Please do not put that on me. Please do
It's
not
wild.
ever.
It's wild.
But it is.
Yeah.
It is a piece of. It is a piece of my soul.
I do get the whole stepping into a small car thing. Josh used to have a VW. Do you remember it got stolen outside of our apartment?
Yeah, it got stolen outside of our apartment because he left the keys in it. Like, our cars were consistently broken into in our protected garage.
Gated garage.
Great gated garage. And he decides to leave the keys in the car and woke up the next morning, car gone.
Okay.
But you want to know what they left? His ugly purple shirt.
He had this terrible purple shirt.
Still has it.
No,
they threw it out of the car?
They threw this one purple shirt out of the car. We went back to where the car was parked, and it was a
That
brand
is
new.
so disrespectful.
But also they caught. So he obviously files like an insurance claim.
They write, "All right, Barney."
Yeah, it's terrible. He still wears it. Like,
Yeah, it's really.
they caught the person that stole it. Driving 80 miles down the road, GTA style, going off of the back of a trailer, flying up into the air and crashing.
No
and then
way.
did they just get out and walk away?
Yeah, the guy gets out and is like, "Well, that was fun." And
Just
left.
wanted a
That
thrill.
actually sounds like a blast of time. I would love to do that. I have weird thoughts like that all the time.
Yeah, the GTA thoughts get me.
Like your impulsive thoughts of like, I just want to literally drive my car into the person in front of me for no reason. Because they took 10 extra seconds when the light turned green.
People who jaywalk with attitude, I have to tell myself I can't hit them. I have to constantly tell myself I can't hit them.
Oh,
they
I'm definitely
jaywalk.
that person jaywalking with attitude.
Or like, and not even looking up, like, this is my street. Like, just like
I hate that.
sashaying. And I'm like, oh, I have to hit the brake. Like, I have to. I will spend time in a prison cell for this.
Again.
The vehicular manslaughter seems to be a theme for you. Oof, hate that.
I need to call a therapist.
Hillary.
Hillary,
Hillary.
Could plug that girl all day long.
that is your girl. Her therapist, in case anyone's confused.
Yeah, she's great. I've pushed her on to all my friends, which is funny. Do you guys think that you could see the same therapist as your friends? We discuss it in the sense that initially I was just like selfish with her. I didn't want anyone else to have her. And I was like, wait, we all need help. But I think
My entire friend group is
I was like, we could actually all benefit from this woman. And she deserves it. But I think initially she was like, well, it might be weird if you guys all see each other. But then we talked about it. We're like, I think it would be good. She'd get all sides.
Yeah.
I was going to say, she gets all sides because you can really bullshit your therapist.
Yeah. Oh,
100%.
And I think a good therapist knows everything you say is like one-sided.
It's one-sided.
Yeah.
But like, if you're like, oh, I had a fight with Sheyda this week and and I come in and I'm like, this bitch, Madeline. She's getting both sides, so she's able to.
Is that
kind of
ethical,
take
though?
I think it is.
She could start a podcast.
She could.
She's got a whole network of stories. Because how many friends go to her now? 4 or 5?
Yeah, a few,
Yeah.
I think.
A few. I don't think we can legally name them.
No, I wouldn't name them.
No.
No, okay.
But you think about, at the end of the day, her loyalty would be to me. So she'd always pick my side,
She
I
loves
think.
to say this.
Yeah, she does.
She would.
There is no sides in a conflict. There's only us trying to get to a solution.
Wow. Crazy. Crazy.
I'm just evolved. I'm well balanced.
Occasionally.
Rarely.
Can y'all tell the difference in sirens?
No.
Yes.
I can't. I don't think.
Was that ambulance?
That was a police officer.
That was an ambulance.
No, it wasn't.
I know it wasn't an ambulance.
How do you guys know? Now I need to know. How do you know the difference between
I
sirens?
needed to know who to run from back in the day now. Yeah.
Yeah, they're more like, wee
They're-
woo, wee woo.
Yeah.
It's not
And
Britain.
they're
That's like the British ambulance.
yeah, she goes, it's wee woo. Not a singular alarm. Not the hurricane or whatever tornado, not the ambulance, not the police. No one goes wee woo in America. No one.
That's the SpongeBob SquarePants one. Wee woo, wee woo.
No, I think
That's where she got it from.
Yeah, 100%. Should I ask you guys some questions?
Do you have some?
I do have a couple questions that
Okay.
I'd like to ask.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to find a British ambulance.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Like, I think about, the movie Madeline with the little girl in
Yeah, we know why you did it.
They made it seem like I didn't.
What do you type in? Old fashioned
I would say like European police car sound.
police.
Wee woo. The wee woo police
Car sound.
European police sound.
Did I just
I'll
make
let
it
y'all know
up?
if I find it.
Yeah, please let us know.
heck?
I know which one you're talking about. You didn't make it up. Yeah.
Yeah, thank
I know
you.
exactly what you're talking about.
You guys are coming around.
I never said I didn't know what you were talking about. I just said the one you were describing, the American one you were describing was incorrect.
Okay, here's a question.
Okay.
Oh,
What is something you wish people would stop romanticizing?
oh Lord.
Is that too deep? Is that too much to think
No,
about?
I think I can. Oh, do you have an answer to that?
Nope.
You have nothing for that.
I mean, I can think about it right now.
I feel like this isn't necessarily something that other people do, but I know Summer and I talk about it a lot where we romanticize our hometowns and like going home and we imagine like the life we would have if we lived there. And we just are like, oh, life would be so good if we were here. And like, you just make it seem like a much more romantic.
It becomes a vacation spot for you.
Well, I wouldn't say vacation. It's a trip.
But it's a place you go where you're not working usually, you're visiting family usually. It's because that's no longer the place you live.
Exactly.
It becomes easy to fantasize. And
There's also so much history. There's so many memories about it, like pivotal moments in your childhood too, that you go home and you're like, I'm not going to feel this again, but I'm also never going to be a child again in this environment.
But also, I think even when I go home, I'm like, oh, I should move home because it's so nice. I'd get to see my family all the time and everyone's always around. But like, they're only around because I'm home or there's an event and that's why I'm home. Like, people are coming together for the event of either you being home or something's going on. But normally day to day, they're not seeing each other that much.
Yeah.
Like Summer and I always talk about how we sometimes feel like we see either our parents or our siblings more than they see each other and we live out of state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, and I talk so much, like, I don't know if I lived home, I talk to my friends every day. They're my best friends. But I don't know if I would talk to them that much if I lived in my hometown. You know what I mean?
What do you guys think is the best piece of advice for somebody that lives far away from their family, like how to stay connected to them?
Oh, I'm the worst. I can't.
Really?
Yeah. I never talk to my
See,
family.
I FaceTime at least one of my parents every day.
I phone call a friend or family member every day, and I think FaceTime is so important.
See, my best friends from home, and I think we all know this also, like just about me, like I don't really communicate with my friends. Unless they're in my life currently physically sharing the same space, like the same town, whatever, like I don't want to talk to you every week. I love you. I will talk to you once every 6 months. Call me if we need to bury a body. I'm there. I'll be there tonight. But please don't call me and be like, how's your week going?
Yeah.
I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it with people who are in my week every week. Please. Yeah. Please don't call me.
No, I agree.
I love you to the moon and back. Don't call me.
My hometown friends know that when we get together, it's like stepping back into the friendship. There's no need to talk every single day. I mean, things aren't changing that much.
No.
And it's irrelevant because, again, right now we're making memories with each other. Right. So like then I can like relay it to them 3 months later, 4 months later, 5 months, whatever it is. Yeah.
That's fun.
I would say a big piece of advice I would give somebody is when you do go home, try to schedule some kind of meaningful memory maker or like event. Oh. So every time I go home, we always try to do something, whether it's like go visit like an apple orchard or like do a show or like go do something specifically so that you're making new memories with your family every time you go home. So you're not just like reminiscing on stuff. Because I think making new memories with people is really... Not new people. Making memories with your family is important. Yeah. Even if you do live far away. Especially when you're not there.
Yeah,
exactly.
To do it like on the daily.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just in fight or flight sometimes when I go home.
That's the only thought I was having. I was like, there's so much bullshit going on every time I go home.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say
not
bullshit.
negative, just like there's so many things that are happening. There's, my family's insane. We have like 12 dogs. There's just people everywhere. My grandparents live on the property, which like, I love going home to that chaos, but it's like chaos all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I never have time to even see other friends because I normally go home for such a short period of time that I'm there for like a baptism or like a wedding or like
which I guess is
Christmas.
an important memory.
Yeah. They're important memories, but they're not like I'm not going out and seeing my friends from high school or anything like that.
You can't.
I can't. Literally,
there's too many people.
My grandpa's like 200 years old. I have to go and see him and spend some time with him. But like, you end up kind of in a groove with just what you're doing with your family. And I'm not very good at carving out time for other stuff when I'm home just because I feel like I'm like, I just got to get through this and then get back to Nashville.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I had taken that question, by the way, completely in a different route. I was thinking about like,
I was too.
I'm what about a man? Like what relationships? Like, do you romanticize that you are?
I definitely thought of relationship stuff.
Yeah.
Like even down to, well, no, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm not there yet, but I have this idea of the whole wedding industry just being like so outrageous right now. And like, maybe that's not even romanticizing it, but it is so overblown in my opinion. And it's so expensive. You slap wedding on front of anything, wedding flowers, wedding venue, whatever it is, they upcharge it.
Triples.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Flowers.
Does
anyone flowers for a wedding? You could spend $100,000 on, and you're barely getting some bouquets for the dinner table. Yeah, that's insane to me.
Yeah,
that's preposterous.
Yeah, but also you hopefully only get married once, so
I'm only doing it once. And if it
might be nice to be divorcee.
I'm dating a divorcee.
Being divorced is
dating a divorcee. I always forget that Josh was married.
It's my favorite thing. He probably won't want me to talk about this, but my boyfriend was married once, very young. And now he's a divorcee, and I love throwing that out there. When I meet new people, we went out for brunch with this couple recently, and like we were just all getting to know each other. And I was like, "Did you guys know Josh was married once?" They're like, "No."
I feel like you enjoy putting people in hot water.
I do.
Yeah.
You just love a bit. Like you look at her. She loves a moment. She loves throwing you in front of a bus just to be like, tee.
I love a reaction is what I really love.
Summer used to push the limits a lot in college and physically push as well. We always talk about this one moment where I don't even know if it was Halloween or whatever it was. We're heading to like our friend's house and we're walking in. Summer was actually a bully, I think. I don't know. You guys be the judge. But we're walking in and they're like opening the door to like welcome us in. They're like, "Hey guys, what's up? Like, so good to see you." We're walking in. Summer literally shoves me into their bushes. I'm deep in these bushes. Like I'm having to crawl out with
Madeline
sticks.
Also has very weak
Okay,
ankles
but I wasn't expecting to be shoved into the bushes.
Okay, but like this was like a common bit we were doing together. Like we were doing it together.
No. I was just on the receiving receiving end. And
we were doing a bit. I would beat the frick out of you.
Yeah.
And you would just take it. And it was really funny. Don't you
know
remember?
what I hate when Summer romanticizes that shit.
Yeah.
She's like, we were doing a bit. We were hanging out.
I did take things too far, but looking back, I realized that. But
in college, do you remember that we always had to stop and get her a gigantic, what was the trash wine that you would drink?
Oh,
it was like a
yeah.
36.
Barefoot.
It was like a 32
Moscato.
ounce bottle of Barefoot Moscato.
I wasn't running the
$9.99.
risk. I wasn't running the risk of losing my ID, so I'm like, let me just buy a big bottle than having to go back and forth.
No, but you would down almost the whole thing every night.
it was a one evening drink.
And then you turn into a fucking weeble wobble.
Yeah, the
A
weakest
weeble wobble.
angles.
Yeah.
She'd be walking into a bar like this.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah. Have I ever torn an ACL, rolled an ankle? No.
Which is
These
shocking.
things are so flexible. I'm telling you, I've just built up an endurance or like a strength in my ankles that they can literally be horizontal to each other, and I'm okay. Bounce right back up.
You do bounce right back. The smile never falters.
Never.
I'd be on the ground.
I actually was walking a couple weeks ago in my little Hoove Ugg things, rolled right off the curb and hit the ground, and Nick was like, whoop, and just like picked me right back up.
God.
But didn't miss a beat, you know. It's
Didn't
like
miss a
down
beat.
and back, right back up.
God, do you feel embarrassment falling in front of your boyfriend these days, or is it just like
No. I think maybe if it had happened like on a first date, I would have been like, literally never talk to me again. But no, I don't feel embarrassed about falling in front of him anymore.
Yeah, honestly, I was talking to Josh about it. I was like, have we gone too far in the comfort level? Have we pushed it too far? He's like, we may have. We
where
may
are the
have.
boundaries for you two?
They're slim. They're real slim, if any.
Like,
There have been things that we've drawn back on, actually.
like what?
Like, no, I don't even know. Like going to the bathroom in front of each other.
Like, oh my God, like
With
the full,
no, but like with the
full-
door open, like that kind of stuff.
but like just peeing, or
Yeah.
or where was the other thing happening?
No,
too?
no.
Ever?
I don't believe so.
You're lying. You're lying.
Don't push
right
her
now.
on it.
You're fucking lying. You're a liar.
No,
Let her
That
have
is
her
too far.
privacy.
And that is too far, Summer.
it is too far. No, I can't remember any specific moments, but probably.
Where does everyone stand on that? Because I am so like, here's what I'm okay with my man knowing about: my menstrual cycle, and that's it.
See, but like Josh,
And I
that's too
think
far
you
for
should
Josh.
be very well educated about it. You have a mother, and at least half of you
know.
have siblings. When men act squeebly about the fact that I'm unwell,
I agree.
I'm like, you're a child, and go get me a heating pad and some tampons and shut up.
I agree.
Shut up.
I think like squeamishness about that is actually really immature. But some people actually don't like blood. They have a physical reaction
Are you
towards
talking
blood.
about your boyfriend, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but him
But also
getting-
myself, I can't look when I get my blood drawn. I literally have to go like this, and I'm like, hey, just tell me
Mike.
when you're doing it. Tell me when you're doing it. Yeah.
I wish we could insert the clip of you in Chicago passing out when we were getting an IV. We were desperately hungover, and
See, I have my phlebotomist license, and I'll stab myself. I'll draw
You
my own
do?
blood. Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
Do you want me to give you an IV?
Most interesting woman I know. No,
Thank you.
I literally burst a vein from that IV, and it's like never recovered. It like still is like
From Chicago?
yes.
Did they?
Ooh.
Were they not allowed to
just
find your? Were they unable to find your vein up high, or did they choose to do it down there?
I have no idea, dude. It was so weird. It was I don't know, but Summer passed out.
I did pass
It was
out.
so
I'll
scary.
tell you
I've never
what.
seen anyone pass out before.
I'll tell you what. I took the phlebotomist like class. It's like a weekend, like couple hour deal. Like
a
it's not.
CPR class?
Yeah.
Should we go get our
Which is
phlebotomy licenses?
It's actually, I mean, here's the thing. I grew up, I would give my animal shots and draw my like blood for my like horses' necks and stuff. Like, so I felt very confident. Like, I feel like I'm very good at it because I grew up doing it. These people never like even drew, like were able to get like blood out of the dummy. I was like, and they walked away with their license. And I was like, oh, okay.
These people
I feel like
are.
that should be a
And they're
pass.
like, yeah, I
pass
start on
requirement.
Monday. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. No, that's like at the hospitals when they have like trainees doing your surgeries and stuff. I specifically always walk in there and I'm like, I do not consent
Consent to that.
to any of it. To any of it.
When you said
I don't know if that
phlebo-
works or not, but I always say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't work. They're like, all right. I was just gonna say when you said phlebotomy, I always think lobotomy.
Oh, like the up the nose deal?
No, when they take your frontal lobe out.
No,
Yeah,
they would do it through the eyeball.
I thought they did it up the
they would
nose.
literally
Wait, guys,
put a
what?
metal stake here, and they would literally hammer it in. One of the Kennedys had it
Yes.
done, and she was never
Yeah,
the
she was
same.
never the
And then they
same.
put her in a home
But
for
I
the
thought
rest
they
of
did
her
up
life.
the nose with a hammer.
Nose or through the eyeball
Okay,
socket.
so it was also up the nose.
Wait,
I went
guys,
wrong.
why did I literally think they were like just cracking open your skull?
They may have done that too, but that was like way more invasive. They started to support it so much that you could just go into an office randomly. They would do it to housewives that were depressed. They would bring them in and be like, their husbands would bring them in. Hey, she's just not doing well.
Men.
They'd be like, lobotomy. And they'd fucking put a stake through her eye and hammer it in and be like, that should do it.
My housewife isn't doing her housework. Lobotomy.
My
Wait,
housewife.
but doesn't that make them like incapacitated?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're just shoving an axe up there. You don't know what you're going to hit. And then
can you function without it?
I think it depends on where they happen to pickaxe at the time. I don't
they
think
got
that it was
lucky.
really a very precise.
Yeah.
They got lucky a couple times, and literally, I don't think it was precise at all. I'm not kidding you. When they were hammering in a metal stake through the orifices of your fucking
It was
face.
literally, I think it was actually like a pickaxe and just a regular everyday hammer.
Did you guys think we'd be talking about lobotomies on the podcast?
No.
but
But I'm glad you guys know so much about them. What the heck?
listen to a podcast about it. Anyway,
Yeah.
Just
what
adds-
were you going to say
just
before I
adds to
brought the
my-
lobotomy up?
It's lost to me, but it was good.
Oh, sorry.
hate to see it. What's the craziest thing you've ever done for love?
Oh, shit.
I wish I feel like I should just tell the story about when I went to California and it was awful and you had to come save me. But I am also slightly embarrassed.
No, tell it. That's the kind of stuff people love.
It was so bad. Okay. So a guy I was seeing in college after he was older than us, graduated, moved to California. And
A gaslighter.
yeah, would just be like, we can't be together. But then would 2 weeks later be like, are you going to come visit me? And I'd be like, thought we weren't together anymore. I don't know what's going on. And me just being dumb and like, yeah, I'll go. And I drunkenly bought a flight one time and went out there. And like maybe a day or so before I get out there, he's like, all right, here's where we're staying. And it was like a literal RV in someone's driveway. And I'm like, okay, perfect. He's like, yeah, rented it on Airbnb for the weekend. Wild, because he was sharing a room with someone in his apartment. So that was why we couldn't stay there. I was like, you couldn't have asked your friend to stay with somebody else? I don't know. It was wild. Anyways, the weekend was just really, really tough. It was
Horrifying.
it was, we spent the whole weekend in the camper and
I'm from California, and I had to go get her.
yeah,
It was like a 2-hour drive each way.
yeah, at the end of it, I was like, someone's got to come get me here. I can't keep doing this. This is awful. And Sheyda came, drove, and picked me up. And then
Wait,
drove
where
me
were
back.
you visiting in?
California.
But Southern?
I don't know.
Why were you in Southern California?
I was at my
camp.
fitness, my fat camp.
your fat camp.
I was at my fat camp. I was at my fat camp.
I went to fat camp with her.
Like
She picked me up.
She did stay in my hotel room at my fat camp. It was a fitness retreat.
Okay, wait, tell us about fat camp. No, well, finish your story.
No, that was it. Honestly, it was traumatic and it took me years to get over. But thankfully, Sheyda was there for me. Also, my friend Mads was there too. She did help me a little bit. She brought me to Sheyda, I think.
No, she picked you up from the camper.
Sheyda.
Oh, she might have picked you up and taken you to the airport.
Yeah.
Wait, that's
think you're
so
far away.
kind.
Yeah. It was.
You've got friends all over the country.
I
that
did.
are
I actually
willing to
saw so
save
many
you.
friends while I was there. I stayed with Megan.
That's amazing.
Yeah. No, it was a great trip overall to see my friends. Worst part about it was the camper and the trauma.
And
yeah.
the trauma. But Hillary has been there for her for years. Fuck. Remember when he dyed his hair blonde?
It's like still blonde.
No, it's not.
Yes, it's not bleach blonde, but like he's dyeing it blonde and slicking it back.
What do you guys think about that? Men who dye their hair bleach blonde.
I actually think you have to be a very specific look
A
to pull it off.
very
Like I think
specific look.
Joe Burrow needs a little more purple shampoo in his. It needs to be more icy.
No, it needs more dimension too. It's too all one color in my opinion. I
Yeah,
like
and
the
he-
look where it looks like a natural, like sun-kissed
Oh, no.
thing. I don't like when it's all blonde.
I like when it's icy white.
I like icy white, but it's a very specific person and it's a very specific personality. If you're full douchebag doing the ice, I want you to die.
You almost need to, like the ice itself is douchebaggy. You almost need to like have the opposite personality.
Yeah, you also need to be like goofy, like you need to be charismatic and goofy and like fun.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just a douche with the ice, you can die.
Which I feel like is and it's not even icy. It's like so yellow and brassy.
Yeah.
It's just so bad.
Well, he also has like red undertones, so it just like clashes.
yeah.
Horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And he has no true friends because someone would tell him to get that shit out.
Yeah. Definitely like encouraging it.
Well, did it too. Didn't he dye his hair blonde as well?
Did he?
Yeah, I think so.
These are all people from college, by the way. That no
Their
one knows
names
about,
will be
unfortunately.
blooped out.
God.
Guys,
What
can
was
you
the
hear my
next
stomach?
question?
It was craziest thing you've done for love, but
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
what else? What'd you guys do?
I would say I freaking left Belmont, left my college that I was going to.
Oh my God, I literally was so sad.
I think that's probably the craziest thing. I mean, it was a multitude of things, but that was also a big thing because I was dating a guy that was moving back to where we're both from, and we had met during sophomore year or going into sophomore year. It was like the worst year in relationships ever. Looking back, so manipulative, toxic, just like all the things, but also so happy it happened because it has
Taught you so many things.
It's taught me so many things.
And you'll never do that again. And you'll recognize it so much sooner, I think.
Yeah, and you also recognize it in other people too, because that was the other thing. It's like, oh, like these are all the key characteristics of what I went through. But yeah, I basically left Belmont. I left you guys and moved back to Connecticut.
That was so
But like I didn't.
long.
Honestly though, guys, those 2 years, I don't even feel like we were apart.
No, we weren't.
No. Sheyda, crazy thing you've done for love?
Stalk them.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh my God. Peeking in windows. You were peeping Tom. Like, don't even, like, you committed a freaking crime. That's what you've done for love. Oh my God, the best. Hopping in a car with Sheyda, driving by this guy's house.
Also, again, in the least discreet car. Like, you could probably get away with it if you were in a Subaru because there's
could hear
Subarus
the
on
car
every corner.
coming down the
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh,
it could not
God.
be more obvious. Wait, right under here.
Wait,
Thank you.
correct me if I'm wrong. Did you ever enter somebody's home without them knowing?
No.
No. I feel like you did with.
Yeah.
First of all, don't say his name.
Well, it'll be
But
bleeped.
second of all, I did not enter his home. Summer barrel rolled out of the car and ran up to his back window and peeked in.
Oh, so you were the peeping
I
Tom.
forgot. I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess
Wait,
it was
this
me.
story has taken such a turn. Summer's
You were
like,
the
you
peeping
creeper.
Tom. Guys, there is nothing more fun than a drive-by.
I love
Yeah.
a drive-by.
There is nothing. I don't care who you are. There is nothing more fun
Yeah.
than a drive-by.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And every girl has done it.
the
There is
thrill.
the thrill of being caught. That's the most exciting.
My first drive-by was in high school.
High school.
y'all.
Oh, I was just going to say, I haven't done one in high school, but the thrill of like finding their house on Zillow. And
You
then,
did
like,
one recently.
Wait, shut up. My best friend's mom in high school would take us to drive by all of the guys we liked houses. It was like
That's
her
a
favorite
real
thing to do.
one.
We'd have a sleepover and she'd be like, all right, girls, tonight we're going to teepee and we're driving by John's house.
I love
and I was like,
Teepee.
That's the definition of a cool mom.
a
Yeah.
cool mom. We would teepee the house of the boy who had broken whoever's heart recently.
Love it.
And then we would drive by all of our future loves.
I hope that's me one day.
Guys, I've never TP'd a house.
Both me and my husband will be driving our children past their lover's house.
Love it.
Have you TP'd a house before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, not like to any
Guys, should we
crazy
go do it
extent.
right like now as
Should we go
adults?
TP a house?
Wait, guys, we're teepeeing a house.
Take my TP virginity.
How have you never teepeed?
I don't know.
That's like a quintessential
I know.
experience.
You can TP
God,
my
it's
house.
beautiful.
Because it's low stakes. And I'll know who did it.
But everyone has ring cameras now,
It needs
though.
to be high stakes.
Yeah, it does need to.
But that's even better because then we'll put on full like we.
What
have, like,
enemy do we
headgear.
have still living in Nashville that we can go
I have
TP
several.
there? Okay, do they have homes that we can go TP there?
Who?
We have friends with bad ex-boyfriends that we can TP their homes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Can you mouth it? Who?
Nah, we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later, but yes, we can.
Oh, we do.
Oh, we do.
We'll be teeping.
We'll be TP.
For sure. Oh, I can't wait. We'll talk about it later. I can't even be on the hot mic.
They can't even be on a hot mic.
No.
Per the NDA.
For the end.
Okay.
Now are you there?
Yeah, now I'm there.
Thank you.
The dots have been connected.
Dots have been connected.
Wow.
Wow.
I had a question.
What is the
I was gonna
craziest
ask
thing
you.
you've done for love? Stalking.
I love it. And I didn't realize that me calling you a peeping Tom was actually
you.
Peeping Tom.
I was a driver. You were out of the vehicle.
The
And it
things
wasn't
I would
even
do
like
for
planned.
friendship.
She was like, slow the car down. The car didn't stop fully, and I was like, oh my God.
She hits
I
the
was
concrete.
terrified. I was like, we're getting caught.
But did we?
We didn't.
Was he home?
To this day. Oh, yeah. I think there was another woman in the house,
Was this
too.
pre-ring doorbells, you guys?
This was pre-ring.
No, I think they were just coming out. So like
They
a
were
lot
like
of people didn't
just
have them.
Some
becoming
people
a
had
thing.
them.
Like the wealthy had the ring. You know what I mean? Not
New technology.
Not like the
tech nerds had
20-something.
'em, yeah.
Not the 20-something boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20-something military boy.
Okay. We can't put military in there. It's so
There's
obvious.
also no shot he was 20 something.
He was like 32.
Yeah.
Was he? How old is he?
He owned a home summer. We were driving by the home.
When
he
did you
owned.
buy your first home, Madeline?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, but she's not a penis haver.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
They just make moves faster than most.
Women?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Than most men.
Yeah.
Even developmentally, like children, like boys and girls.
Babies start saying words. Oh, girl babies say words quicker,
Yeah.
faster on average.
Yeah, like Anthony didn't talk till he was like 2, and I said my first word at 6 months.
I was like talking out of the womb. I was like, hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi and welcome. And
for
also,
letting me out, Mom.
this is the podcast.
Anyways, do you have another question for us, Summer?
I could think of one. Actually, one I saw recently was of reoccurring dreams. Have either of you ever had reoccurring dreams?
Do you want to know something interesting?
Yes.
I think I've said this before.
What?
I've had dreams that were like that came true. Like my friend, I have a friend from back home. I dreamt about both her babies and their genders before they happened.
Like, could you see them in their, like when they were born?
No. Like before it was even announced that she was pregnant, I texted her. I have the text. I'm like, "Are you pregnant?" And she's like, "Nope." And I'm like, "Well, I had a dream you were pregnant with a boy." And then she had her first baby, and it was in fact a boy. And then I did the same thing with her girl. And I also, my friend Cleo, I had a dream, and we hadn't spoken like 6 months. This is one of my best friends from like third, fourth grade. I had a dream I was standing over her open casket grave, like she was in the ground.
Wait, Cleo?
Yeah. And I called her the next morning, and she had been in the ER the night before.
What the fuck?
I have weird dreams like that all the time.
Okay,
Like
and
mine
all
are
the
just
time.
like deja vu of like I'm sitting watching TV with my boyfriend. I'm like, I've seen this before. And so it's literally so inconsequential.
Mind you, she's also high off her ass. She's like, I've definitely been here before.
I feel like we've probably all been here before, if you really think about it. I love that. I feel like intuition through dream. We still don't know what dreams are all about.
We don't know what dreams are all about. And I feel like some people are intuitives. Like they are empaths, they are intuitives. And there's ways to feed that and there's ways to kill it. Like they always, like when you ever, I don't know if you ever like listened or watched mediums, like they always say that like children are so much closer to the veil, right? Like
Yes.
they're more connected. And I have things that have happened when I was a kid, and I know other, like, you know, as an adult that I've seen children do an experience where they're like, oh, I'm talking to Papa. And like Papa's someone who's been dead for forever. And they're like, can you show us who Papa is? And they like walk over
They'll
and
know.
they'll know exactly who it is. And they're like, Papa comes and sees me every night. And it's like, what the hell, kid? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But I believe in that stuff. I think it's real.
I believe in that stuff
I've
as
also
well.
seen like a ghost before. So I'm like,
You've seen a ghost?
yes.
Where?
At my house is in California. My home is built on Native American sacred ground.
That's
like the
fucked
mountain.
up.
The mountain
Are
is
you guys cleansing that regularly?
like the mountain itself is like
Have you
where they
done
used to like
something
hunt
like-
and do ceremonies.
Have you done something to like welcome them
Or
and make
honor
sure it's,
them?
like good juju?
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
But
'Cause-
the bedroom that is now my bedroom was once like the guest bedroom, and people came out of there all the time being like, people like couples, people would come visit, people who were not related to each other at all, like friendship or otherwise, would come out like the night before and be like, I just had like a very weird experience in here. Like, is that normal? And my boyfriend at the time when I lived at home, he like was killing a bunch of, there's like rattler snakes nest on the mountain, and he killed a bunch of them and tied them to the back of his Jeep. And it like upset me. I was kind of like, don't disrespect, like you don't have to disrespect the body of an animal or anything. Like you're going to get bad juju for that. And he was like, made complete fun of me. And I was like, whatever, you're going to get haunted. Like that night or like the next night, he fell asleep on the couch downstairs and woke up in the middle of the night. He said he felt like something was on his chest and all he could hear was drums. He couldn't breathe. He couldn't sit up, nothing. He wouldn't spend the night for like 3 months, like at the house. And someone who was staying in another bedroom downstairs, he was gone in the morning before they woke up. He came upstairs and he was like, was someone playing drums last night? Like,
So weird.
very weird. But I woke up in the middle of the night one time in my bed and there was just a figure at the end of my bed.
That's crazy.
And I didn't know what to do. I remember just waking up, it's pitch black dark. and I like just felt so eerie and odd. And I like rolled over and looked at the end of my bed, and I just stared, and it was like a male figure, and he was just sitting at the end of my bed, and I was like, this is not like, that's definitely not like a real, like I knew it was just something very, very odd. And he was looking at me and I was looking at him, and I just rolled back over.
You could see his face?
Yes. I just rolled back over and closed my eyes and just like took deep breaths until like the morning time.
It's me every time I'm high in my apartment. I'm like, there's somebody
and
in
I don't
here.
smoke weed, just to be clear. It's not like I was high, like having a fever dream.
Yeah.
I was like, a very eerie, weird moment.
If you believe that everything has energy or is made of energy, then energy could also like hold memories. I believe that objects,
100%.
places, that's why I think there are sacred places, because the
Well, that's
energy
like that, it's
there.
that bedroom. It's that bedroom in the house. It's not, it like the whole house has like some things that are happening in it, but like it's that specific part of the house. And I don't know if it's like built over somewhere where someone was killed, or you know what I mean? Like who knows what that was.
Yeah. I feel like traumatic places hold a lot of energy, and also places where a lot of people come together in like worship or like good feelings, because energy goes both ways. It's positive or it's negative. And I think, in my belief, that things like that, places can hold the memory of it, which is insane.
I wonder what everyone, like, if like the people, you know what I mean? Like, do you believe in ghosts?
Oh,
How can you not?
Yeah.
I do.
How can you not? I've spoken to people who truly don't believe. And I think there's some people who feel like they can't believe due to like religious things or whatever, but I'm like, I'm sorry. Energy can't be created nor destroyed. Like, what do you think happens with my energy? Like, what happens to my energy?
You guys are getting real infinity right now.
We are getting real infinity. She loves this. She wants, I don't smoke, again, I don't smoke weed a lot. Did we tell the story already where I got high?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. You know. So you know, she's an abuser.
We'll do a whole infinity episode. I can
No,
promise you
please
that.
don't. It scared the shit out of me. I was like, I had to put my face in the pillow for an hour.
I actually had a thought this morning about AI. Or do you guys follow what's happening with AI?
Haven't we not learned from iRobot?
I know.
Yes, iRobot, dude.
No, seriously.
Like the Tesla body or whatever, like he's got muscles and stuff. Like he's like,
So the crazy thing about AI, like, what were you gonna say? You were supposed to say something.
well, I was gonna pontificate, I think that's the word, on that same subject, which is like, have you guys seen like the thing that's going on like in China, or it's some Asian country, it might not be China, where like the men are just buying like little robot doll ladies, and they're just not, that's like their girlfriend, like that's just what they're just like,
Well,
not
have you seen the
participating in
podcasts
relationships.
that are AI? They literally have
Yeah, it was a guy and a girl, and they were. It was so creepy.
and they realize that they're AI
AI.
in the podcast. Have you seen this, Sheyda?
No.
Roll the clip.
No, I can't.
No, but it's literally, so it's, I mean, they've created a set. They've got a male and a female host, and they're talking, and mid podcast, he goes, you know, I just found this out. We're actually AI. We're not even real. We're having this conversation. And it's not even fake. You know, Siri is very like Siri. It's they use they use pauses, the inflection.
like natural inflection. Yeah.
It's
That
crazy.
Is
Okay,
terrifying.
but here's-
and I feel like I need to say now, because
Go ahead.
the AI is listening to us. I'm not against you.
Yeah.
Please don't come for me. Don't come for me.
Yeah.
You're welcome here.
AI is interesting. The thought that I had this morning was AI as it relates to the human body. So I'm going to need you guys to stay with me here on this. It's about to get a little
She's
weird.
gonna go infinity.
AI, no, it's not. It is infinity to a certain extent. But okay, so AI, if it were as it functions, can go on infinitely. Like it can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It can make a better AI. AI right now is working to make a better version of itself. And it's going to continue to do that. So it's going to make a better version of itself. It's going to make a better version of itself. It's going to make a better version of
Wasn't it
itself.
like the more information it like digests, the more it like evolves.
Yes, exactly. But like it's going to get to a point where it's growing exponentially, like intelligence wise.
Yeah.
Its only issue is that its physical components heats up really quickly. So it's really hard to cool it down. And the actual physical components of it are hard to operate. Like the physical part of it on Earth. It takes like massive warehouses full of energy in order to do it.
Well, I'm pretty sure that like Google and Facebook or whatever all shut their AIs down because they got like too advanced or something. Maybe that was just a
scared.
Someone
Facebook
fact check
article.
that. That's
I was gonna say
terrifying.
maybe that's just a Facebook article that I heard.
I
through
think
the
there
grapevine.
is some fear about like how quickly it can move because it will grow exponentially. Anyway, so
Because
the
it
thought
becomes sentient, and then you're like, well, what the fuck do I do now?
It becomes sentient, and then it will what is to stop it from creating a physical form of itself that can move around?
Nothing.
So the thought that I had this morning was,
We're building it. We're doing it for them.
it is programmed to some extent. It needs a power source. Is that not what cells in our bodies do? Cells in our bodies.
Here she goes.
Cells in our bodies are programmed to an extent to do what they do without us knowing and to recreate themselves. And when we get cancer, when we overheat, whatever, those systems fail. In my mind, I have this crazy theory that what if the human body, the form, all the cells is technology that was created billions of years ago.
I was like, where's she going with this one?
She's lost her mind.
I've lost my mind.
She is infinity.
AI is
Summer's infinity.
the human
A
body.
segment of the pod.
Yeah,
Just know that when we say Summer's going infinity, that's this shit. It's this shit.
Anyway, did that make sense at all or not really?
No, it did.
yeah.
But like also, so you know how they're always talking about like microplastics in our body? Well, like what if that is the next natural step? What if the microplastics are actually filling us and we will one day be half plastic? Like thousands of years in the future, we're not going to know any different.
Well, it's destroying us right now.
It
so that's not
is
a thing.
until we
evolve.
until we combine with the AI and then it works in some regard. All I'm saying is that we could be cells in our body in the way that they are programmed and function to do what they do without us even knowing how they do what they do and why they do. Literally could be technology, advanced technology from billions of years ago. And also,
I'm going to a home later today.
yeah. And also I will be checking myself into somewhere.
And also, my boyfriend Josh told me he's taking me somewhere special. I'm going to stay for a long time. Hillary's meeting me there.
Speaking of somewhere special, guys, I
What?
get to go on a fun little dinner thing tonight.
I know.
Social media.
This is our
It's
TikTok
comped.
queen over here.
I feel like I've been putting in a lot of effort into it. And within the past 2 months, I feel like these little opportunities. And also I'm like creating a community of other people that are doing it. Like this girl that is a realtor, she just invited me to an event next week, like pre it opening to the public, which I'm like, if this is all it is, I love it. Like,
It's so fun.
It's very fun. And I'm having a lot of fun with
I'm
it.
just so bad at social media.
It's a lot.
It's like you have to be very, I think, very consistent. And it's just like, it does take
It's
a lot.
so, like, if no one ever cared, I'd never post anything. Like, one of you will, or it's so for somebody will be like, you haven't posted in 3 months. And I'm like, I would rather fall off a cliff than post something. And then I get anxiety about it. I'm
That's
like,
where I'm
oh.
at. Haven't posted in like 2 years.
Instagram is tough. Once you stop on Instagram, it's like, how are you going to
Yeah.
get back in?
Oh yeah, and then they abuse you with the algorithm. They're like, we're gonna shadow ban you because you don't post to us. And I'm like,
Did
oh,
you guys
you're
hear?
sick.
This came out, an article. It was fact checked, but we can fact check again. Instagram was intentionally making the quality of videos that don't get a lot of traction worse in quality.
Yeah, Facebook, they're rat bastards.
Meta,
they're rat
Instagram.
bastards. Meta
Wait,
also.
they were just like making it like blurry or
Yes,
what were they doing?
So unless people were like interested in the actual content, like because the video was so good, whatever it was about, then they would like bump it up to a higher quality. So people that like already have a ton of followers and already have a bunch of people like watching their videos, their stuff was higher quality to begin with. Again, we can fact check this. I don't know, but that's
I
what
believe
saw.
it. Meta sucks. They suck.
But isn't Meta AI?
No, Meta is the new name for Facebook.
Oh, I thought that's like what it says in the search bar on Instagram and Facebook. It says Meta. So I thought that was the AI.
No, that's they.
I think AI is a function of Meta.
Instagram is owned by Facebook #Meta. Yeah. They're losers, all of them. Losers. You hear me? Shadow ban me. Ah.
But don't chat about it in the podcast.
Yeah.
We need them on our side
Yeah,
right
we
now.
need the algorithm on
Me,
our side.
episode 3, starting a fight with all
Yeah.
social media.
Mark Zuckerberg. Come on, Sheyda.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sheyda, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
We gotta kiss ass a little bit. Hi,
is
Mark
my thought.
Zuckerberg.
Mark, I saw the photo that you posted of your
Yeah.
wife and her robe looked great.
Yeah. Also, her new car that you jerry-rigged to be a Porsche Caravan. Very cool.
Yeah.
Are those real things or did you both just make that up?
I think we might be talking about the same thing.
Is
same
it the
post.
car?
I don't know. The point of view I got on the post was talking about her robe that she was wearing in the photo.
Do you follow Mark Zuckerberg?
No. Someone was like, oh my God, I saw this photo of Mark Zuckerberg and his wife in it and I like the robe she's wearing and let me find it for you. And it was like $7 billion. But I
Of
wanted
course it was.
A robe?
A robe. Yeah. It
Love a
was really
robe.
cool though.
It's probably made from one singular
Mark
body.
Zuckerberg, also like a Porsche Cayenne, is that how you say it? he made it a minivan version because they've got a couple kids. They literally extended it, added like sliding doors because they didn't. A regular minivan
there is no reason as a female to ever own a minivan.
You've said this before. That's a hot take.
Yeah.
That's a hot take, and I don't think moms are gonna love that.
That's fine, and I'm here to tell you, get out of the minivan. Suburbans are a thing for a reason. There is no excuse.
No, can I tell you something? I think that's ignorant. I think that's a little bit ignorant.
That's fine.
Because
that's fine.
If you have 3 kids, you're not worried about what car you're driving. You're worried about getting them in and out as quick as possible. It's about efficiency, not about
My
aesthetics.
friend has 4 boys, and she was going through a divorce. She's one of my older friends. She's amazing. And I pulled up to visit her. I used to visit her like every year. And she pulled up to get me in a minivan. And the next day I took her to the car dealership, and I said, never again. You're newly single. And she was like, I have my children. I don't care.
I think there's a time and place for minivans.
And she thanked me, by the way. She thanked me. So, hot take that.
Is that one of those things where, what do you, you have to tell your friends?
Be less free. Sometimes be less free. Okay? I'm all about freedom. Be less free. Okay? I can't take it. I can't take it.
That's a hot take.
I think maybe they just need to make Subarus or like SUVs that have automatic doors then. Not sliding ones, but maybe like
just change the shape. Just make it into, to do all the things that are inside of the minivan in a Suburban.
I think it's just the doors. That's what everyone's like. It's just so convenient.
Well, it looks like a little Beetle.
Butterfly door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the Lamborghini like wing doors?
Yeah, those are horrible too, unfortunately. Yeah. That's embarrassing. I almost feel the same way about men in really, really fancy sports cars as I do about men in Subarus. Just to be clear.
There's no in between with you.
Just drive a normal vehicle. Just be like an unbothered man. Don't be weird. Men are so weird sometimes. I can't take it. God. I'm so sorry.
We love him for it.
Yeah.
We love him for it.
You're really limiting the type of vehicle they can have.
And I'm a straight woman. But they make me so angry.
Yeah. What are some other things that men do that you're like?
Everything.
Flip-flops. I feel like flip-flops are
I can't. See, both my brother and my dad wear flip-flops.
No, I don't like them. I don't like
No, it creeps me out. Put your goddamn toes away.
Put them dogs away.
Put the toes away, please. Because they've never clipped their toenails.
Ew.
And their feet are always weirdly white.
They're so white. Like, they're not getting any blood.
No. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Oh, God. Okay, well, that's a wrap.
And
flip-flops
also,
are bad. Flip-flops
and
are bad.
also, flip-flops in out. Let us know.
Yeah.
On men.
Men in flip-flops, their feet are white. You got the big hairy toes out. The nails are never clipped. The nails are never clipped where they need to be clipped.
Well, it's because men are afraid of the nail salon. Oh, and also another thing men do that really piss me off is that they speak.